So, welcome to Anticitizen 1.
Hello everyone, I'm back. And oh, dog.
Yeah, so, in Gordon Freeman's absence, the rebels have had a couple of weeks actually, to get cracking. And, well, yeah, let's see how they've done without us.
I'm surprised they can do anything without Gordon and his incredible arsenal of guns.
Even more incredible here, he must be about 3 tons at this point. So, for this moment we have Dog, who is pretty much a set piece. He's completely invincible, so far as I'm aware. And he's just going to scriptedly beat a few things up for us, while these guys with World War II era weapons don't really add much to the situation. This is also one of the more action-heavy chapters. After last chapter had turrets dealing with most of our problems. Well, as you can see, we're already getting shot, but I'm ignoring them to watch the spectacle.
Gordon Freeman, the passive messiah.
Well, only for the moment. You see, we get Dog, but sadly we're not going to have him for very long, but we're going to have to leave him be in a second, because there's a box over there that I want. Sorry we can't look at this character, we're only going to have for 5 minutes and utterly steals the show, but I want my supplies.
God damn it.
So here's our entrance, and we'll actually be heading into the chapter proper, and we'll be seeing something quite familiar from chapter 1.
No, dog, don't sacrifice. Oh, Jesus.
The enhanced gore, I'm not sure what he gored that had that many giblets in it. And,
Probably all of them.
bye. I hope Dog doesn't take full damage.
It's the Source Engine. If I learn anything with Gary's mod, it's that I will always only take 10 points of damage when I fall.
And that's supposing he doesn't land in like an inch of water and negate all full damage.
True.
Anyway, through that door that we saw on our right, there's a little television screen that's still working despite being in the rubble. It's another Combine, a friendly Combine, a Combro, a Kawaii Combine.
What?
Even though he isn't as shiny as the other ones, I think it's been a week, so they're now coated with dust, and there's a Combine Assassin.
Oh.
Added by SMOD. We've already seen a few of them, but in this chapter they get a few more appearances.
Well, that's the first time I've seen that, because I haven't really followed your part. Oh, God.
That's fine.
Oh, what the fuck?
This is a new ability that I haven't been using, and there's a script command I'll include in the description to activate it. The more you kick, the bigger the Combine ball you create is.
What? Oh,
So,
Jesus.
Also, I don't really need the AR2 secondary fire anymore because I have an infinite supply of them. You kick it, and once you cease kicking, it will spawn it, and then you kick it again to send it flying. You can also, if you so wish, pick it up with the gravity gun and run into stuff with it, but that's much less effective.
Oh, God. Ha! Fuck you, Breen!
Wait, did you hear Mark Laidlaw, writer of Half-Life 2, has actually created a fan-fiction account for Wallace Breen in the absence of any actual Half-Life 2 developments. So when your own writers have started on their fan-fiction, I think that's time to get cracking. Anyway, look how many squad members we have now compared to about the 4 or 5 you'd have normally.
Yeah, also, why is there friendly Combines? I don't remember this.
Well, you know how Barney
yes.
was imitating a Metro cop?
Ah.
I guess SMOD just decides this is the next natural step. I'm not sure if they are much stronger than regular rebels. I'm going to assume they are because they're more rare, but that's really all I have to go on.
Oh, God! Don't do this to this poor Metro Cop. He does not deserve this.
Oh yeah, also they block bullets, so
What the fuck?
while they're not viable cover, you know, they're handy in a pinch.
I love how you totally missed him.
Yeah, that's kind of the issue. I'm not very good at aiming those things, but I have to do it.
True.
The thing is about this playthrough is I've kind of been limiting my abilities because I want stuff to come up as it goes along, and I decided at this point that a week in stasis has earned Gordon Freeman the Combine Ball Kick.
You know, all of these rebels reminds me of the Synergy.
I think these guys are somehow less competent than us. Somehow.
Well, that's an achievement.
Yeah, Synergy playthrough on Commentary Comms, you should go watch it.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
forcing you to go. Anyway, these are hopper mines. They are pretty resilient. Also, the reason the screen gets so blurred is because I've got medium visual settings on, which introduces a few post-processing effects, such as that, which are, I guess, more irritating than good, but well, I'm here to show them off. Thanks, Rebel. I'm gonna just destroy them, though. As he suggests, we can use them to destroy our foes, but I don't really want to bother with them.
You want to give them a fighting chance. Well, as much fighting chance you can give them, considering you're the Gordon Freeman.
Pretty much, but in this mod they seem to be... I just shit myself. I'm not sure if the gravity gun just occasionally... If I let go of something, or if the gravity gun just glitched. Anyway...
Oh god.
Those new Combine Assassins, unlike the Assassins from Half-Life 1, which I detest, and Black Mesa, which I detest even more, they are not very strong in this one because... I'm not sure if it's a glitch, but there's a big delay when they go to jump, so they're stuck in air for a whole second, where you could just shoot them to death.
Excellent. No, not Lamar.
Lamar's got dead and gone. We have to accept this and move on.
How is Kleiner gonna survive?
He'll do fine. We'll just get him a new head crab and we'll debeak him with our feet. Kick the fucking beaks away.
Oh god.
I stepped quite lightly at the beginning of this chapter because, yeah, this is probably the chapter I practiced most because it's actually really tough in this mod. There's a head crab. And it's the same issue I had with the earlier coast chapters in the sheer amount of enemies you're faced with, and a few problems returning from root canals, such as the fact that because it's a city environment, lots of enemies have been put on rooftops in out-of-the-way spots. So... big threat comes from you never know where you're going to get shot from.
I was thinking again on Synergy, where, you know, they spawn a shit ton of enemies for no apparent reason.
Yeah, I wouldn't say SMOD is as bad. I think SMOD has controlled itself a bit better in that regard.
Yeah.
Not to mention, you know, you've got abilities for crowd control such as slow motion and, of course, you know, kick combine balls.
Of course.
Not to mention, just look how much of a squad I actually have with me in this section.
That's not a squad, it's a bloody small army.
This is the Gordon Freeman platoon. I do actually care for them. Also, there's one thing on the squad screen. You can see that plus above their head, which I believe indicates a medic.
Yeah, I would think so, because I at least saw one medic.
Yeah. They also, luckily, have armbands and their own special uniform, which... calls into question just how prepared this rebellion is.
And here, ladies and gentlemen, here you see modern Half-Life, warfare, whatever.
Yeah, I apologise for using a gun that is quite generic in modern FPSs, but I'll be damned if it's not effective.
No, here's a better one. Call of Half-Life.
Call of the Free Man. Call of Freeman Combine at War.
I don't know.
Modern Metro Cops 3. Oh yeah, also, the rebels don't actually have the tenacity to figure out how to get through these dresser drawers. So let's blow them out of the... No, you're stuck! No! You fool! Oh. I killed one of my own squad because he refused to get away from my grenade.
And you have a couple running into the fire.
They're not bright, are they?
No, I think this is the special squad.
The standards of education in Combine worlds have gone down a little bit.
Yeah, I wonder why.
I prefer using... I mean, while I joked earlier on that I'm not going to use them that much, I do actually prefer, you know, hopper mines to the actual explosive barrels, because, unlike explosive barrels, there's no threat of them blowing up in your face from misfire. Gordon Freeman is so heavy, I lightly brushed against him and it hurt like hell.
This poor medic has so much work to do. He's the sole medic in this platoon.
He's got his work cut out for him, you know. Does he even know how to heal a Combine?
I don't think he knows how to heal, period.
He knows how to give people medkits, and luckily Gordon Freeman's suit just transfers that into health. Everyone else, on the other hand, he can't really do much for them.
He tried, but he's not a doctor, damn it.
That's why he says, here, patch yourself up. 'Cause he's like, I don't know.
I just carry these around.
My father was a doctor and he knew how to do this shit. I just grew up in this fucking wasteland here.
Oh, Jesus.
So, yeah, that one Combine assassin didn't actually pose much of a threat to the amassed gunfire that we have. And also those hopper mine droppers. I don't know their real names, so I'm just going to call them hopper droppers for the moment. They help me more than they hinder me.
Oh God.
I'm
This is
charging up the
overkill.
super beam. Sadly, I think there is actually a... Oh. How did it even hit that angle?
I don't know.
I had to stand out and take some gunfire to examine the spectacle of what was going on.
The Source Engine, man.
It's been a while since I last played because I recorded this and then went on holiday for a week, but I believe you actually have to activate it with a console command. So I said earlier on I'd show that in the description, but as it stands it might just be switched on naturally. It's an ability that's out of the way and you would never really use unless you knew about it beforehand, because kicks don't actually connect unless you let the animation finish. It would be amazing otherwise, because then you could just machine gun kick people.
Yes. I really have to try SMOD sometime.
You were going to say?
Nothing actually. I was just gonna say that. So how many people have we actually lost?
About 4 or 5, and also the loading screen lost one in translation. He just felt like, no, this is my back alley.
He gave up. He was like, no, I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
This is where I call it quits.
Ah.
This gun really comes in handy for the tighter sections of this chapter. And in here, what could be going on? Actually, that's the big thing about this chapter, is like taking the back streets from the Combine.
What? Where did this zombie come from?
The Combine are so lazy, like when the owners of the house said, could you come remove this zombie for us? They just said, just put up a barricade and leave him in the kitchen, you know?
What about me, lemon?
And this guy apparently starved to death in his chair, having been watching the Breamcast on repeat for like 24 hours, no, about 3 days.
Well, the best show on TV right now.
Nah, Gordon Freeman doesn't like it that much. You see? I think the rest of everyone else was indifferent.
Especially the Combines.
Okay, there's 2 zombies in here. And I'm preparing to unleash a mega death.
Oh God, this is so much overkill.
Oh yes. Oh. Oh. Well, let's see what happens if I just leave it.
Let's see who's dumb enough to walk into it.
Oh. Well, they're really loyal. I just asked his opinion on what just happened, and he's talking about some shitty tune.
Don't be so sure of it.
Don't be so sure that you've got a song stuck in your head.
No, he said I can't get this tune out of head. Don't be so sure of that.
You can get out of your head. We'll be shooting stuff soon enough.
Ah,
So-
Striders.
The big thing about this chapter, like I said, is kind of combat in the back alleys of City 17, which is quite interesting because it's, you know, close quarters, urban combat, but the really difficult parts of this are when you come into open streets like this, where you've got very little cover to go from. These people just mostly serve as, not really meat shields, but more kind of targets to distract fire from Gordon, you know?
Yeah, of course. You know, Gordon is the important one here.
He's the one free man, and everyone else are just his puppets.
Yes.
Also, Hound Eyes.
Doggies.
I'm uncertain just how much their health has been buffed up, but they do seem pretty resilient. They can take. I think they take like 2 shots from the Magnum on this.
Oh
Which
boy.
is pretty decent because not even Combine seem to do that. We also have turrets. This one I don't demonstrate here, but it actually fires, well, a different kind of laser from normal ones, which I'm guessing is more damaging because otherwise it has no outstanding properties.
It's the very special one.
It's green and shit. We should actually be seeing it later on with a different enemy that fires that same green laser. These people also have terrible situational awareness, as if you no doubt noticed.
Yeah, they're in your way all the time.
It's like, we're in the middle of a war zone.
Do you know the game SWAT 4?
I know of it. I haven't played it.
Yeah, neither do I. But I do remember. I'm reminded of that if you are in the way of like an AI or whatever, they will say something like, "You're in my way, sir."
Well, in this one, everyone else is in the way of me, and Gordon Freeman doesn't really comment on it.
Well, he's a mute.
Yeah, he doesn't really. Gordon Freeman should just speak his mind more often.
Maybe
I don't think
he
I don't
maybe
think
should
he's an
speak
actual
the
mute.
Freeman's mind.
No.
No.
No. They've converted this into some kind of command center here, which they only guarded with about 5 or 10 people. So I'm just going through their pantry looking for their goods.
They even had a kitchen.
This seems like the upper end of, housing in the Combine world. They've got like 5 personal computers, locked doors, metro cops to keep you safe. And look at that giant window there so you can get a nice look down the street.
Yeah. Fucking rich combines, upper class combines.
Snooty bastards with their 3-room apartments. They don't even have any zombies in this house. Everyone else on this street has a zombie problem, and yeah, the Combine assassins look ridiculous from a distance.
It's like
Their animations are so stiff.
no.
It was less impressive than I at first imagined. Oh. Well, he jumped down and got what for immediately. One problem with this chapter as well, or this section rather, is that sometimes up on that rooftop a sniper will spawn. And Combine snipers are the biggest bastards in the universe. Look, there, actually he did spawn this time. Perfect.
Yeah.
Not just a figment of my practice runs. Where the fuck is he?
Over there.
His location is not static. Have you already spotted him and I can't even remember from my own recording?
Yeah, I think wasn't he on the rooftop? Like above a window or something? We'll see. Jesus.
To be fair, there's lots of rooftops above a window. My only tip for this section really is just run between buildings and don't bother spending any time in the street. Unlike what I'm doing now to eat.
Oh god. Oh yeah, I forgot you could eat in this mod.
Yeah, it really helps.
Gordon Freeman. Savior of humanity, cannibalism.
Well, could he really be called a cannibal? I mean, think about the fact that, for instance, these are Combine. There must be a split difference there.
Okay, savior of humanity, eater of combines.
Well, someone's got to make use of them. Besides, each Combine is only worth about 5 health points.
Jesus.
And considering my playstyle, I tend to lose double that to each Combine I fight.
That's a horrible deal you're getting there.
You imagine also the fact that the Combine... Well, if you consider the way landmines are meant to be sneaky, these are the worst landmines ever, especially because they're not dealing with APCs or nothing. They just leave them out for random civilians who've gone rebel. Watch your step, you might tread on this like 1 foot wide cubic fucking landmine we've left lying about.
Oh boy. Fucking turrets.
We haven't seen many self-righting turrets either in this mod, which I figured early on would actually be quite an issue. So let's come to one of the harder gunfights of this chapter. Well, it's only really difficult if you kind of rush out, so we're going to be playing like cowards for the moment.
Lovely.
Up on that rooftop. Now the MP5, in this mod, it kind of acts as more powerful than the MP7, but wildly more inaccurate. In that if you move at all, you're hardly going to hit shit. But if you stand still, it's got... Well, it can act as a kind of sniper rifle if you don't move and just tap the button.
I see that you're paranoid of the turret.
Yeah, look, there's the green lasers.
Nice.
And we're done. We got to see it in its death throes.
Or a death fit.
That is, by the way, the worst spawn ever. I died to him so many times without noticing him.
Who would put a combine up there? It's like, Steve, can you go over there? Yeah, do I have to? No, do it, Steve. We're gonna get the 3 man.
You say that, but as I just said, he turned out to be like the best positioned combine ever, because he was the one who killed me the most. I think as well, you could kill him from the last street we were on, but, well, I kind of rushed through that to get here. And once you do get to this part of the street, an airship will spawn, and it's about that point you want to get moving, because he has an instant kill move that we don't want to be... Well, we don't want to be on the receiving end of it.
No, because we might actually die.
Well, we have actually died, but editing. We've died about 10 times already.
Oh, God.
This is Gordon Freeman the 70th at this point in the playthrough.
Oh, God. Okay, could you use the bayonet on that?
Yeah, you can.
Nice.
It's really powerful. I think it's actually more powerful than all of my other melee attacks, but it's just kind of slower. And also, you can't use it while Gordon Freeman is like reloading or firing or pulling the bolt back. So, it's a weapon that is quite stifled, but ultra powerful.
So considering you had all those weapons, do you ever like find yourself in a situation where you're like, oh shit, I need a weapon, oh no, there are too many weapons?
Yeah, pretty much all the time. That's why you see me when I'm out of fights, like, picking my weapons, because I'm just deciding, what will I use today, then? No, the shotgun is so last part.
Pretty much.
But here's, you know, after many repeats, I decided to break out the sword for this one. Because we're gonna go full weeaboo and use a katana.
So, oh, Jesus. How strong is Gordon's kicks, anyway?
Strong enough. You can actually modify them with console commands by like kick force and shit. I've yet to modify that.
Oh god.
This section is probably my favourite section of the chapter. An enclosed space with loads of combines and my ability to launch combine balls. I'm in heaven.
Oh god. So, that kick makes me think that Gordon was like used to play soccer and he was really good at it.
He was banned from the sport when one day he accidentally killed the goalie. He didn't even spawn a combine energy ball, he just kicked the football that hard.
And since that day, Gordon vowed never to kick another football.
And that's why he went into science. He could have been a striker on any team he wanted, but it wasn't to be.
With great kicking comes great responsibility.
But now that the Combine have arrived, he can use his legs for good. I figured it would be a lot harder to just fight my way through here with a sword, but I didn't even use the sword that much. So, that's my favourite bit of the chapter. And also, typically a couple of Combines might spawn in here, but in this case, we seem to have gotten off the hook. So I made this energy ball for nothing.
They probably heard all the dying up there were like, oh, fuck this shit. I'm not getting paid well anyway.
I was about to ask what the Combine get paid in, but then I realised it was just pure gold chunks.
Do you think they even get like covered with dental care or whatever?
I don't think they even have teeth. They don't even need healthcare, because they're not going to live that long anyway. This is the most inconvenient supply box ever, because that door is just painted on. So, only Gordon Freeman can access it, or you've got to kind of shimmy the boxes up there with your arms.
I bet it was actually a couple of Combines put it there, like, okay, Steve, paint the door there and we're gonna get those rebels.
They were watching Gordon Freeman like, let's get the crew here. he's going to be stuck on those boxes for hours, and then they got back and Gordon Freeman's gone, the boxes are gone, like, shit, he was here a moment ago. He must have figured it out.
Damn, he really did go to MIT.
So, despite all my complaints that, like, the long-range gunfights with little cover seem to be the hardest, this is probably just one of the easiest gunfights in the whole chapter. It's probably by virtue of the fact you have a bunch of really powerful allies with you, though. Oh yeah, and also I'm kind of at a loss by saying that I have little cover because there's fucking tons of cover. Even the combines who've been spawned up above aren't that hard because of the way the sight lines are laid out, you can see him coming. And I have pointless energy ball kicks.
No boy, oh boy.
Or Gordon balls.
Oh no.
What is wrong with calling them Gordon balls, exactly?
Just like, no.
Yeah,
Are you saying that Gordon throws his balls?
No, he kicks them.
Oh god.
Have you not been paying attention?
Oh god.
Well, the mental image of Gordon Freeman kicking himself in the balls is quite a flexible one. It has to be said.
Yes.
And I kind of inwardly cringed at the idea considering he's wearing a full-on metal suit.
Well, like we said, his kicks are damn powerful.
Break through metal, if need be. We're coming up to the most daunting puzzle in the whole game, so get ready for it.
Oh god. Oh man, oh god.
It's not this assassin. She's actually relatively easily dealt with. See, look. It's a padlock.
Oh god, man.
So that's the creative puzzle making of Half-Life 2. We've got physics puzzles, not puddles. We probably will have physics puzzles in a few years though. And yeah, padlocks.
I was actually thinking, you know the crossbow? I was always thinking if the arrows, so you can call them arrows, if they actually were arrows or not, because I always saw them as like iron bars.
They are actually said they're molten rebars.
Huh.
Which does call into question of how they remain molten, but
yeah,
it's probably the energy Gordon Freeman creates in his day-to-day, keeping them that warm. Or there's some kind of cooker on the HEV suit that he just keeps them in.
Does he also cook his food on it?
Oh yeah. How do you think he warms those gibs that he's eating up? Food in video games has always interested me. The fact characters eat to regain health. But I've always taken that as them remembering a meal they had earlier in the day and drawing strength from it. Not actually eating it at the time.
Oh, that reminds me of Bioshock Infinite. Then Booker DeWitt must really like to remember that food because he eats like a fucking pig in that game.
That's why he regains health whenever he looks at a popcorn stand. He's like, man, that popcorn I had in New York was fucking delish. Bioshock 1 and 2 had the same kind of issue. But that also creates a new problem with Bioshock 2 where you're playing as Delta or whatever. Like, actually it's kind of depressing. He was remembering food he had before he was a big daddy. That he can't eat anymore.
And he probably just shoved it up against his helmet.
It would have been interesting if the game got smeared every time you tried to eat, but you regained health anyway.
Oh, that reminds me of Metro Last Light, where they have basically, if you get blood on your you have a gas mask, and if you get blood on it, you can actually wipe it off.
I never played Metro that much that I saw that feature. It's been a game that I've long tried to get into repeatedly. I get through the first few chapters, and while I'm enjoying myself, I just never go back to it.
Well...
So, here's the first of a few kind of hold the line sections of this chapter. But we have a gun turret and a couple NPCs. I'm actually terrible with these things. I can't aim worth crap with them.
They're kind of floaty, to be honest.
Maybe. But luckily I don't believe they overheat and they have infinite ammo, so it doesn't really matter how accurate I am if I can put that much ammo downrange.
So just swipe all over the place and hope that something dies.
It's for the best this way.
Oh god, so many man hacks.
Now, you're going to see a very glaring cut later on, and that's because I fucked up recording this first time around and was actually not recording, so I went back and cut it again. But it's no issue because I actually think I do it better on this time around.
No, Gordon. What are you doing, Gordon?
You're a terrible field commander, Gordon.
Oh, your squad is dead, Gordon.
Well, I guess it comes with the territory that Gordon isn't a military commander. These people just follow him at their own free will. Failing to realise the situation Gordon Freeman gets into are typically situations only Gordon Freeman can survive.
Somehow.
Sheer tenacity, slow motion, and Gordon balls. In SMOD, of course. In actual canon Half-Life 2, more like just sheer tenacity and good aim. And a HEV suit.
And a hell of a lot of luck.
And a different kind of Gordon balls.
Oh!
The metaphorical sense of balls is in bravado. So, this is a platforming section that we have here.
Oh boy!
You don't like first-person platforming. I noted when we were playing Synergy, you seem to be pretty against the idea.
Well, it's kind of like I don't like it because I personally, it's not like I'm super horrible at it, but I don't kind of like it because I'm not entirely sure where I am on the, since it's a first-person perspective. I don't know.
I've never really had that issue, to be honest. I'm unsure if it's like, I just kind of imagine the character as being slightly ahead of where their perspective is, and it kind of lines up.
I don't know. Oh god.
But, I'm not sure I can judge your platforming skills, because I kind of just rush. The amount of zombies they've put in this area is really staggering. Like, if you just wait in one place and let them all crowd you, there are definitely more than 10 zombies in here.
Oh man, 10 zombies? How is Gordon ever gonna survive?
But we've played Dead Rising 2, so 10 zombies is fine.
True. Fuck. We can handle even more than 10 humans. Heck, we played Payday the Heist.
Well, we played it.
Yeah, we didn't
played
beat
might
it.
be the wrong word. We got our asses kicked at it.
True, but we played it.
My respect goes out to anyone who had the tenacity to actually beat the fucking game. I'm just not good enough.
Oh, and there's a sequel now. I wonder if it's harder.
That would be a next step. Payday the fucking impossible. So, platforming over. The locked door has been thwarted by Gordon.
Gordon, a man of many skills.
We're actually going to be coming up to... This chapter is really long. In these recordings I haven't actually... Well, I haven't actually beaten it on the parts I'm releasing this week, for that matter. But it's a chapter that varies itself quite a bit. We went from the back alley shooting, we're going to have some more back alley shooting, and we're going to have some apartment shooting, and then we'll have some sewer shooting.
Oh boy.
And we had some first-person platforming in a sewer while shooting.
Oh boy.